it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
Remember the time that him and his mama kissed each other on the lips? Do you remember that both of them was getting an IV at the same time? That's from the Diddy Freak Off party.
Lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
And then he sent him to the diddler.
As a result of being around that man, Sean Puffy Combs, I don't sleep to this day. I have a problem sleeping to this day. I got it from him.
Being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. Yeah.
Everyone's been fascinated to Diddy's trial, but what nobody expected? Usher coming out of the cut with bombshells that might turn everything upside down. He ain't simply slinging soft punches or weak shade. Nah. Sources claim Usher came up with tapes that might expose Diddy for considerably more than anyone ever believed. And here's the weirdest part. Diddy reportedly did Usher so nasty, he ended up in the hospital when things went much too far behind closed doors. Now, before we go into all the delicious facts, let's make this extremely clear. Everything you're going to hear comes directly from reports, leaked testimony, and crazy internet conversation. So if this upsets what you thought you knew, don't come at me. I'm merely putting out what's already out there. Word is, Usher was kept silent for years. Silence by NDAs, hush money, and some significant pressure. But now, he's had enough. Allegedly, he's ready to spill it all. And he's got the receipts to back it up. We're talking phone calls, hidden recordings, and voice memos dating all the way back to 2004. That's 20 years of dirt. And now, Usher's ready to come out swinging with all he's been holding back. As Diddy's trial heats up and other celebs start being brought in to testify, don't be startled if Usher lays it all naked. Word is, he didn't simply witness what went down, he lived it. Long before Cassie or anybody else, Usher was deep in it. And sources are claiming this ain't about clout or retribution, it's about survival. Usher supposedly was sucked into the mayhem as a teen, moving into Diddy's residence when he was barely 14. That's when he saw it all. Wild parties, bizarre setups with cameras everywhere, and those so-called auditions behind closed doors. He wasn't simply a bystander, he was a victim. And now he could be the major witness that might bring it all tumbling down. Let's rewind real quick. Usher was just 13 or 14, newly signed to LaFace Records by L.A. Reid. He had the skill, the appearance, the future. But instead of keeping him safe, Reid took a stunning move. He sent Usher to live with Sean Puffy Combs, who was already famed for being the craziest party king in the business.
Yeah, Usher. I met him when he was 14, and my book actually opens with that because it was one of the highlights in my career. At 14 years old, this young guy comes walking into my office and he starts singing. And I stop him early and say, wait a minute, hold up, this is too good. I need to go get some girls. So I bring all the girls from the office in, and Usher drops down on one knee and starts singing it to the prettiest girl in the room and starts seducing her with his eyes. He's 14.
Yeah.
And he has no fear, no anxiety, no nervousness, and he goes in and he nails it. And I'm like, okay, thank you, and welcome to LaFace Record.
Pretty girls, I'm around grown women, and I'm seeing them do things and have experiences that I'm not quite.
Like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with and ordering like nonstop, right?
No, not really.
Come on.
But hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Even L.A. Reid subsequently confessed he wasn't sure whether bringing Usher to live with Diddy was bold or simply straight up irresponsible. But what actually happened in that apartment? That's when things start getting pretty dark. One source believes Usher ended up in the hospital after whatever went down in that place. Yeah, for real. Folks connected to the Harlem scene back in the day claim Diddy reportedly crossed a severe line. Something so screwed up it put Usher in the ER. At first, when the murmurs began flying, nobody was dropping names. But the discussion was crazy. People were reporting someone was bleeding. Badly. And this ain't no rumor mill nonsense. That's what people were saying before they even realized the guy everyone was speaking about was Usher.
I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now, I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher?
I don't know my way around. I don't know the culture, what this place is. I don't even know what the word culture meant at the time. And it was hard. There were a lot of things I seen and a lot of positions that I think I was put in where I had to make very, very tough decisions in my life about who I would be. I was 13 years old, and being 13, having that type of exposure, it was cool to go to Howard Homecoming with Puff. It was great to be able to go to Club USA or the Supper Club, with Puffy in that time, or the Tunnel. But these are places that a 13-year-old probably should not be. Most kids will be excited about it. Most kids are trying to figure out, how to be around, hot girls, pretty girls. I'm around grown women, and I'm seeing them do things and have experiences that I'm not quite ready for. And I think that he was just trying to show me the lifestyle. However, that's not what I was there for. I was there because I wanted a career, man. So we would fight, we would tussle. More than often, I think Puffy would say, man, you gotta chill. Like, you just a little bit too intense. You gotta relax. Like, yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I'm 13 years old, like banging on this man as though, I am the manager. I am the spokesperson for Usher. And I'm telling him, look, you're gonna put me in the studio, man. You got Biggie Smalls in there, you got Craig Mack in there. You're gonna make me a priority too. I'm not here to party with you. I don't wanna go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs? I think as a kid, I realized, hey, look, that's not my ring. That's not my moment. That's not my bottle. That's not my drink. That's not my celebration. So I'm not here to celebrate. I wanted people to be excited about me the way that they were excited about him. I wanted my own success.
Back then, Usher didn't even completely realize what he was being subjected to. In an interview, he once described being taken to Puffy's so-called flavor camp when he was barely 13. And get this, he lived with him for a full year, an entire year in such natural environment. Barely a teenager, surrounded by horrors no youngster should have ever seen.
Lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
How many kids and girls you think he's done these things to?
How many underage,
Yeah.
Pat? I wouldn't put it past him, maybe 20. Maybe 20 or more. What?
We're making up numbers at this point. I think when there's smoke, there's fire. They're going to find some stuff. I don't know the number. It could be 2. It could be 200.
When a kid go, like, for example, you watch, did you see the Justin Bieber interview with this one guy he did where he's crying?
Yes.
I don't know. Did you see that?
He's talking about Haley, and he's like, he's bawling, Pat, because he doesn't want that to happen to her.
This is the one where he says he was living in shame.
If you find this clip, and he's interviewing this guy, and the guy, the way he's doing the interview makes him feel very comfortable. He's actually doing a great job interviewing
I think I have
him.
it. This is it, where he's actually talking about
Yeah.
Billie Eilish, I believe.
Billie Eilish,
and that's when he starts.
Yeah, my bad.
I want her to know that, she can count on me, but at the end of the day, I'm never going to force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm going to be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments, because people take for granted encounters, and
Poor kid.
Yeah. So, yeah. I just.
You believe him? I believe him.
I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, you know, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
Go through anything that I went through.
Yeah, if she ever needs me,
Can't even look at the camera.
I'm just a call away.
Okay. Let's play along with this and go through the sequencing together. Let's say everything we believe that happened, that Diddy did to him, when he says, I have him in custody for the next 48 hours. And we're doing some things that we can't really be talking about to everybody, right? And he's 15 years old. Okay. And then the next time Diddy runs into him, he says, hey, how come you haven't called me lately? You don't call me back. And he says, well, I've just been busy, but my number changed. I don't have your new number. You can tell Bieber is scared.
He's nervous.
And then it goes to a couple months ago when Diddy pulls up to Bieber, Rob. I don't know if you have this clip where he's touching his chest to see if he's wired or not. Patting him, he's going like this to if he's wired or not. And you can tell Bieber's looking down. He's trying to tell him. But you know how he's looking at him? He's looking at him as a defeated man, because here's a grown man in his 30s doing something to a 15-year-old boy. So then the question I ask is, how many people would he talk about this with? Like, look at this here. Look at this. That's not it?
Or a couple months ago.
Go ahead and do this. Look at it. Boom, boom.
Head down, padding, making sure his chest doesn't have a wire. Yeah. Well, that's Florida, huh, Pat? Yeah, I think that's Florida.
So, if this happens to someone's kid and you know about it, what do you do about it?
Meaning, if I knew that this happened, if
say Justin's your son, you find out this happened to your son, what do you do about it?
And it's a factual thing.
He tells you. What do you do about it?
Me, dead serious, I'm going to kill P. Diddy. Me personally, I'm going to go, what? I'm going to jail for the rest of my life. Adam, I'm going to jail for the rest of my life because I'm going to find him and I'm going to kill him with my bare hands.
The parents, where are they here? Why aren't the parents saying anything?
The divorced parents, Adam.
Divorced or not.
I get what you're saying, but hear me out. Your son has...
What's the price you're willing to pay for success?
But here's my thing.
There's a chance that if Justin Bieber...
Right there. That's it right there.
If Justin Bieber doesn't go to Diddy's house and go to Diddy's flavor camp, there's a chance 15 years later we never even hear of Justin Bieber. So now he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He's one of the biggest music stars in the world. And we don't even know what happened at Diddy's place.
Usher discovered, hold on a second, Justin Bieber in Canada would sit there, play the guitar, and sing in the middle of the street like those street performers, and Usher found him. And then Usher, it's almost like a grooming circle, Usher brings him
allegedly.
I said it's almost like a grooming session where he brings him back to the guy that allegedly groomed him.
That it was merely the start. Later, when Usher was asked what life was truly like inside Diddy's house, he didn't disclose everything, but he surely didn't hold back either. He stated the venue was crowded with women and the mood was straight up insane. He didn't lay it all down, detail by detail, but he dropped just enough indications to let folks realize something wasn't right. Usher even said that at the time he didn't fully grasp what he was seeing, but looking back, he understands now